Welcome back, 7-2. Should we check your phone? You got
Well,
messages going
I had
on
a
there?
guest that had a little problem, and I don't know. I can't talk
It's
right
a
now.
tough world here at
It is.
726. You know, we have guests scheduled, and last minute they decide not
I mean,
to show up, which
somebody
is fine.
had a family emergency, which I understand completely, but they're trying to get someone else down here, and I'm trying to tell them what time, and I can't do it right now. I'm busy with another
Well, if
segment.
they show up, we'll squeeze them in.
Well, they're one. Yeah.
We talk about a squeezing guest. We got Mike Parkinson. He's here with the Crooked Creek Conservation.
You squeezed him out last
District.
week.
I did.
Okay.
I squeezed him out 2 weeks ago.
You did.
For some reason. I think we had too many.
King of the groundhog last week.
Yep.
That's right.
Phil, the ground.
You
Because of
won't
winter.
forget that, I guess.
Nope. I get reminded of that.
Now tell people about what the Conservation District does. You're located in Yellville.
Yes, I work in Yellville at the Crooked Creek Conservation, and we're part of the USDA. And like I say, we're a closed office, so we don't. It's just me and Dina that work in our office. So we kind of help. We're not in a federal building, so we don't have our funds are kind of limited to what, like our electric bill and phone.
So they
bill.
give you so much money and said,
Yeah, and
work
you got-
on it.
Yeah, so that's why we're here trying to
You got to
sell
supplement your
birdhouses,
income,
birdhouses and fruit trees and shade trees
Yeah.
and plants and stuff. So,
which is a great service every year. I mean, for people who want.
but we had a guy call the other day, ordered 100 maple trees for
Good.
a local community here.
Wow.
In Yorkton. So when we get the trees in, he's giving them, and I guess the city or
Oh,
the
good.
community's going to plant them. So I mean,
That's nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
What kind of trees do you have? I know that we bought apple and different
Right.
kinds, but
Well,
what
this
And
do you
I've
have?
moved, so I don't have mine anymore. How sad is that?
Oh, that's right, you have, haven't you? You
Anyway.
need more.
Yeah, I do. Go ahead.
Well, this year we, like always, there are bare root plants, and we got maple trees and dogwood trees and Bradford pears, and then this year we're going to sell nut trees. We got hardy pecan trees, Chinese chestnuts, white and English walnuts, black walnuts. And then this year we're selling blueberries, blackberries, and raspberry plants. So
Oh.
hopefully, and then a lot of people are getting into hoop houses. Y'all know what hoop houses are?
Hoop
I have
house,
no
uh-uh.
idea. Nope, no. Don't know.
Hoop houses are like a greenhouse without heat, and you can go through the USDA and get these financed. The government will pretty well help pay for these hoop houses, and they'll stay for years. A lot of people are planting blueberries and blackberries and stuff in them. And then you can plant
neat.
like garden plants. It's with the Obama administration, healthy foods.
Okay.
And and some of them, we've got several of them in Marion County. A lot of them are like 40 by 90 foot long.
So they're like a
Wow.
hanger. They're just a half circle. What are they made out of? Aluminum or
Yeah, aluminum frame and stuff.
aluminum frame, and then what do you put over? A plastic?
They're plastic, but they'll guaranteed for like 10 years. They
Oh,
can put new
nice.
plastic.
Okay.
So I mean that's.
And you have information on how?
Yes, we
Okay.
got information over there, but we've had I think 5 built hoop houses. So you can imagine how, if you can grow, they're growing lettuce now, green
Okay.
beans now,
Okay.
tomatoes are growing.
That's amazing.
So I mean that's
yeah.
and I mean that's kind of what the conservation is kind of a stepping
Yeah.
stone for NRCS, and these are financed through.
Yeah.
They're not financed; they'll pretty well pay for them. So I mean, so you can plant those, and there's one lady that's got blueberries planting hers and raspberries. They'll stay for years.
Right.
You don't have to worry about frost or
Right.
killing frost or
Right.
anything. So I mean, they can be a good thing for people like that. So
Yeah. And you help farmers with other things like
yes, I mean
erosion
like
and
when the creek came up, a lot of people's lost their banks, creek banks and stuff. So we're helping them getting the right contacts with FEMA and different places to try to get their creek banks put back the way they should. And we're kind of just stepping stone for USDA or NRCS, but we can hopefully be on the ground with them. They can come to our office and get questions answered and stuff and go from there. But
well, tell us about your cypress birdhouse there.
these
got.
these
that
are
redwood?
These are cedar now.
Cedar, okay.
And these are for bluebird houses, and scouts are starting to ready to come out now for bluebirds. And we sell
Bluebird
these-
Scouts.
Yes, sir.
How can you tell it's a scout?
There'll just be like 1 or 2 of them.
Okay.
And they'll send them out probably 3 or 4 weeks before and then they'll go back and what.
So you'll see them out and about.
Yeah, you'll see them out there, out and about now, especially. And we sell these for $10 a piece, and they, the sides will open up to the side here, and they need to be like 125 to 150 feet apart from each other. And
Okay.
They need to be like 10 or 12
So they don't
foot
fight
tall.
each other. And,
Right, and where they have plenty of room.
Okay.
They like to
How far up off the ground are you supposed
They
to?
need to be about 12, 15 feet.
Okay.
You know, where snakes and cats
Right.
just can't get up there in them and stuff.
Okay. So can you put them in a tree, or
It's better to put them on a pole.
on a pole?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Where, you know, things, snakes and the
Okay,
cats
they
and
can't
stuff
crawl
will
up in
crawl
there,
up
okay.
in them. So we got these, and like I work in Yellville, but I live here in Harrison. So I mean, if anything like the apple trees or any of the trees or any of the birdhouses, if anybody would ever want them, I'll be glad to bring them to Harrison.
Okay.
Or meet people here with them and stuff.
Okay.
Try to get the word out that we're.
Is there a deadline on the trees?
February the 19th is the deadline we're
Okay,
taking.
that's
them.
coming
Okay,
up real,
that's
real
real
soon.
quickly.
Like 2 weeks, and then we'll bring them. They should get here about March the 7th or 8th.
Mm-hmm. And these are what, 2 or 3 foot trees?
3 to 4 foot.
3 to 4 foot
Uh-huh.
trees.
And
Okay.
some of them might be a little bit taller than that. Some of them might be 5 foot.
And they're wrapped in a moist. The
We
roots
will
are
wrap them
moist.
when they come. They
Yeah.
come in a box, and they're bare roots, so they'll need to be planted before it gets very warm where they want to start.
And I will say,
budding out.
every one that I planted, they're growing just
Yeah, I
fine.
mean,
So will you
grown
come
good.
plant mine?
Yeah, I'll plant them for you. Sure.
Yeah, right. Dan, I'll just jump right on that, won't
Yeah,
we,
we
Dan?
will. Yeah, you might
I
wanna
could probably
keep 'em-
talk him into it. I could talk him into it.
Keep those roots wet for a month or so. and maybe I'll come
But on
over.
March the 10th, March the 10th, we're having a pastor conference we have once a year, and we're going to cover different subjects there. And we got one of our board members has made a wipe to kill weeds.
Oh, yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
so tall, and you can go through and kill like Johnson grass, anything
Mm-hmm.
it will touch will kill. So and they're very expensive to buy if you can buy them. But he's making one, so we'll have it there to show farmers how they can do it themselves.
Kind of a guerrilla style
Yeah,
makeshift
exactly like that.
operation.
But
going
it'll be
on.
at
Yeah.
Yellville at the Court County Fairgrounds in the community.
When is that
there.
again, the pasture?
March the 10th. And everybody's welcome to come to that. And then 2017, there's new federal laws coming in on medication. Like probably when you bought your calves, you fed them airmycin, termicin crumbles
Yes.
and stuff. Okay, so you won't be able
Can't
to
do
do
that
that.
anymore?
No, you're going to have to get a prescription from a veterinarian. Like for,
Seriously?
Yes.
So we should go buy bags of it now.
I didn't say that.
Stock up!
But anyway, we're going to have a local vet to come explain
that.
Why
the
that
new-
is and
Right, exactly. They're thinking, antibiotics are getting in us, and then when we get
Oh.
illnesses, the antibiotics that they give us. aren't.
okay.
But anyway,
That probably okay.
but hopefully, he can come, people will come, and that's going to be bad to go January the 15th and want to buy, and you can't.
Right.
So hopefully, at our meeting, we're going to have a free supper, a pulled pork sandwich, and we got a local lady going to make us some blackberry and peach cobblers, homemade
Oh my
cobblers.
gosh, yeah.
And Dina informed me yesterday we're buying ice cream, so we're going to have ice cream.
Yay.
So we're just
That'll be off her checkbook.
Yeah, right.
Well, if you want more
Should think of
information,
mine.
if you want more information, you contact the number was on the screen.
Yes, it's 449-6356.
All right. And for
We
anything you
appreciate-
want conservation-wise, or just to go, can they come by the office if you're
You
open?
bet. Yeah, we're open from 7 to 3:30, 5 days a week.
And if you got if you want to know information about your farm or erosion or ponds or
Mm-hmm.
how to control weeds or want to order some trees or nut trees or whatever, or pick up one of these is it Bluebird? Blue
Yes,
Jay.
sir.
Bluebird.
Bluebird.
Bluebird houses.
Blue Jay's
Just
bad.
give them a yeah. They're
Bluebirds.
rough. They're rough.
Bluebirds.
Well, bluebirds.
Thanks, Mike.
We thank you very
Thank
much for
you.
helping us.
Up next, we have Eric. Are you going to be up here with us? Eric Stefanski and Billy Youngblood. They're here to talk about some events that's going on at the Lyric Theater. A long list of events, and I've got them listed right here. We can go over a few of those, and we'll do that right after this. Stay with us.